Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I recently posted this video on my socials and I had so much love on it, guys. Thank you so much. I also had a couple of people in my DM asking me to teach them how this was achieved. So this video right here is to, demonstrate how we achieve this look. If this is something that you are interested in, you'd like to stay with me for some time because I'm going to be doing that right away. My name is Marilyn Bruce. I'm a Ghanaian-based menswear fashion designer. What I do here is to share the little knowledge I have in sewing and also some tips and tricks. If this is the first time coming across my channel, kindly do well to subscribe and turn on post notification. You're going to love it right here. Now let's get straight into our tutorial. So first off, you're going to need your thread, the normal sewing thread. You also need your fishing line. I don't know if this is an invisible thread, but it comes in point 2. You also need this long needle. Okay, it helps in picking up your beads faster as well. Then that's the number, I think number 98, so you can get this. You also need your cutter, and then you need this curved needle. Also helps in stitching, makes your work a lot easier. Okay, so next thing is you obviously need your beads. So these are glass beads, okay, and it has this shiny or crystallized form. So this is what it looks like. This is what you're supposed to search for when you go to town. It has glass beads boldly written. Okay, so like I said, it's shiny. It also has some inscriptions at the back. I don't know if this actually has anything to do with the content inside, but you can just forget about it and then just look for glass beads. Yes, so let's get straight into what we are supposed to do today. So first off, you're going to be threading your needle. You're going to thread this as long as you want, but if you're a beginner, don't thread it so long, it's going to tangle at some point. So I just threaded my needle. You have to do well to tie and knot so your beads don't fall off as well. So if you watch what I'm doing closely, you're going to understand the next step. I'll be moving my needle back and forth inside my beads, and what this does is it collects a good amount of beads, and then within the shortest possible time my threading is going to be full of beads. So I need about 6 to 9 strands of beads to make one braid. So if you watch the video, that my intro video, you realize that we did some braiding to achieve the desired look. So what we need is we need about 6 to 9 depending on the thickness. Okay, so for the sake of this tutorial, I'm only doing 6, right? But for the original dress we did 9 because that was very thick. So this right here I'm using to, this is a trick my beader taught me. She's such a professional. She was doing 5 needles at a time. So this helps you, like achieve a lot of strands at a time. Okay, so I'm just doing 2. If you're a beginner, you don't have to do 2, it's going to tangle. So for the sake of the tutorial, I was just trying to teach you that you can do 2 or more needles at a time. Okay, so this is me here having my 6 strands. So what I'm going to do next is to tie them together. Okay, so I didn't mention this earlier, but after you fill your thread with beads, you need to make sure you leave some excess thread at the beginning, and then you also leave some excess thread at the back so that you can tie them together. The next thing to do is to look for something like this. So it's going to help you to like braid your beads or your strands. If you have anybody around, you can let them hold it for you, but this is a tedious work, so I bet you need something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and then do the braiding, and if you know how to braid, this should be easy for you, but if not, you can watch what I'm doing and it's very easy. So if you're making a design and you need just 1 or 2 of this like woven thing in your design. You can do this yourself, but if you're going for a very detailed design like what we did, I advise you to give this to a professional beader to get the work done, okay? Because if you want to do this yourself, you're going to cry at some point. You're going to get tired. It's frustrating. This design is not for the weak, and only one person can't achieve this unless you have like a considerable amount of time. Maybe you have like 2 to 3 months to complete this work. You can do it yourself, but it's advisable to um, employ more hands to get the job done faster and easier. So this is me here still, braiding the strands. Okay, so like I said, you need a very long amount of strand, okay, to enable you get like enough design, because if you make them short, it's not going to achieve anything. So after you are done braiding, I mean when the braids gets to an end, you need to secure this by tying the other end to like secure the braids from unraveling. So this is what I mean. You can see that I have 2 knots at each end, like I mean like 1 knot at each end, so making two. So this is what it looks like after you are done. Very nice and neat, and like very beautiful. So this is what it looks like. So you should have something like this after you are done. Okay, so you secure each end so that it doesn't come off. Okay, so after achieving this, the next thing you need to do is to put this on your dress, like design this on your dress. So I'm just trying to see what it's gonna look like, since our design had this whole wavy look. So I'm just trying to see what it looks like before transferring it onto my dress. Okay, so with our design, we used about 40 pieces of braids, like single braids, 40. So to be able to achieve this, we needed about 360 strands. So like I said earlier on, you need to give this to a professional person to do it for you. But if you think you're capable of achieving this, then kudos to you. Yeah, so this is me here, pinning the braids or woven yarn on my like plain canvas. Okay, so I'm just trying to play around with the design and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is all about creativity, but before I didn't mention this, this was an inspired dress a client sent to me. I'm going to leave the name of the designer on the screen. I've forgotten the name, designed by something. Yeah, so this is not our design, okay? This was an inspired dress that we made. So we recreated this, and it was such a good, like recreation. So if you think you can also do something beautiful like this, you can also go ahead and get it done. Yeah. So if you look closely, you realize that our braids are quite bigger than the tutorial that I just showed you. So with the tutorial that I showed you, I used a total number of 6 strands to create one braid. But with this one, we used a total number of 9 strands to create one braid. So depending on how thick you want it, you can use any like amount of strands. So after we were done pinning, we moved straight into like tacking it on the dress. So this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to be tacking each side. Okay, um so if you watch what I'm doing, you're going to see what I mean. You just tack each side, you tack the left side, you tack the right side. So it's a lot of work. Okay, so we were able to finish this, I think, in a week. It was an express order, but like with the help of so many hands, we're able to achieve this. Also, this is where your invisible thread or fishing line and then your curved needle comes into play. Okay, the curved needle helps in situations like this because it actually goes into places where your straight needle won't be able to. Okay, so I really enjoy stitching with this needle very well. I think some people find it difficult to handle it, but trust me, if you are able to use this, it makes your work easier and faster. Okay, so fast forward, this is what it looks like. We were done with the fringes as well. We needed a lot of strands to create the fringes. If you haven't seen my tutorial on how to create fringes, you can go to my profile and then you're going to see that we use the same technique for this dress as well. Then voila, this is what the dress looked like. My clients were so happy with this dress, like we were able to deliver on time and everything, and the dress looks so amazing. The video is not doing justice to this dress, but this was absolutely the best. So this brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video and I also hope you learned something new. Kindly let me know if you have any questions. I'll be in the comment section to answer all of them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done that yet. Also like and share to families and friends. It may be helpful to somebody out there. Thank you for watching and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye for now.